Hello, everyone, and welcome in. This is Ben Brandreth coming to you once again from the Camden County College William G. Rohr Center in Cherry Hill. Tonight, we have the NJCAAE Week 2 for our Valorant White team up against the Marshalltown Community College Tigers. So, battle of the big cats tonight. We'll see who comes out on top. Starting here, we have our roster on the attack side of Bind. This is a map that we know that they're good at. We saw them win it last week. Dripping Wet did a fantastic job on the lurks towards showers. Monkey, of course, finding a lot of value on that Yoru, getting TPs all over the map, and was our top frag, of course. One notable change to last week, Zaire is back in. Zaire is the original roster member for this team, but was unable to join last week. So this week we have him back on the initiator role. Looking at a Gecko here, and we do know that Wingman favored choice for planting the spike for a lot of teams, both in ranked and professional. On the other side, Zakuro and Happens playing a double duelist on that Raze and Reyna. And then we have a double initiator as well. You see them on a Gecko and a Fade. Alright, as we start here, looks like we're going to have a 4 or 5 person stack over towards the A site from Marshalltown, and looking like a 4-player hit towards B for the attack with, of course, a Dripping Wet lurk.
I'll find you.
Alright, sorry about that, folks. Just getting some audio levels corrected.
Spike
So far,
planted.
3v2 in the way of Camden County College. The flank coming in on this retake. Pawn looking towards Sands, but there's nobody there. It's going to be Pyre and Mongi watching those other angles.
One
Mongi's going
enemy
to
remaining.
swing, and he finds his third on the round. Clarence going down, and now it's a 3v1, and Mongi starting off the game with a clean 4K. And what a great way to start. Now, I was talking to the coach and some of the team members of Camden County College earlier, and they were telling me that this, Marshalltown is a good team, a strong team with, high-ranked players, and they were a little bit worried, but this is a great start in that game, and it doesn't seem like there's any, disparity in the shooting. Oh, but looks like we're gonna have a really quick fight right in A. 5-person rush coming out from the defense, and there's a Spectre here. They're just gonna spray down and do as much as they can. Mongi finding 2, Pawn finding 2 as well. But they're gonna check the corner. They don't quite. Zaya does find King, but Pawn with the 3K, Mongi with the other 2. In a quick round, fairly clean second. All of the... Actually, no, they didn't pick up one of those Spectres, it seems. But, that's a little bit of a mistake. But still, a fairly decent round, or buy going into this round, though. They are investing, so there might be a couple issues in buying for the next if things don't go their way, but a bonus here for Camden County College. And our first look at a normal, potentially normal defense round here. I mean, on a no Sentinel comp, you're going to have a hard time holding space unless you're aggressive, so we're going to probably see a lot of aggressive plays here. And the first one, yeah, out of showers, doesn't find anything. The other, a peek towards B long, but it actually is a Sand play here into Hookah. The dog is going to note one player, and obviously gives that away. A smoke and a Wingman here. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be a jump into that smoke, and oh wow, yeah. Zakuro and Happens jump through
Spike
the TP
down B.
Smoke's down.
and find a lot of value in hookah, and that just drops the spike. And it's going to be up to Dripping Wet and King to try and salvage this. First one goes the way of Dripping Wet, but they're going to have to, you know, push into a tight held area here, check a lot of corners really quickly. Cam goes up, but instantly gets broken. 2v4. When this nade's good, it forces Zelf to move. But as Dripping Wet gets tagged by the C's, and another smoke comes down, they're gonna have to move around here. Wingman goes out, just expires before it spots King in that smoke.
30 seconds left.
Prowler sent out towards B and just misses the timing to spot Dripping Wet as well. So now they're just sort of wondering where things are going. But Haunt as well doesn't spot anything. But I mean, the time advantage is definitely on the
10
side of
seconds left.
Marshalltown. We'll see if there's just a save choice here. No, King is looking to fight this perhaps. No, they're just gonna save. There might be an aggressive swing here after the timer is ticking. Nope, not quite. And bonus round does go the way of Marshalltown. But still, a decent bonus. You know, tried their best there. Obviously, an aggressive
Right here.
TP push to sort of in the back is not something you expect every day, and I don't know. Well, it looks like we might have to start expecting it here, Cougars. Very aggressive plays already, and not surprised with that double duelist comp. Third round here,
I'll handle
and it's an ultimate right away from Mongi. He's just gonna clear showers, go on to site with the Bucky, and instantly finds Clarence, but spammed down by Zaya.
Time to hunt.
And Zakuro also finds Dripping Wet. Dog here does find Zaya, but
Spike
finds
down
Zakuro, but
A.
Zaya finds Zaire at the same time. Just the spam into showers is just doing a lot. And rotates have come over now. Mosh isn't going to clear King, but the spike is down over on the bench there. Smoke placed, hopefully to try and get that spike back, but it is an angle that's being watched closely. The flash doesn't see anything, and then instantly spam comes in to shower door from heaven. This is a rough one, another one we have to try and retrieve this spike.
Stim beacon down.
Stim beacon is going to help maybe a little bit. Oh, but King just so low from the spam. Pawn finds Zaya as the smoke fades. They do have the heal. So that'll get King back up to healthy. But once again, you're going to be peeking into
30
open
seconds
angles
left.
as soon as you do anything. It's fully
Last player
Pawn's fully
standing.
team blinds King. And Pawn ends up, because of it, swinging out alone. And that'll leave King in a 1v3. 15 seconds left. Wingman is just going to run over here. Spots and stuns King, and so they're going to try and
10
push off of
seconds
this.
left.
No, actually, they're just going to toss the satchel in. And yeah, swings here at the end of the round. 3 people alive for Marshalltown, and 2-2 after our first 4. And yeah, it's going to be a save here coming from Camden County after you lose that bonus. Yeah, of course, after you invested in that bonus, you're going to have to save. And yeah, we're going to have to see how the Cougars deal with these aggressive pushes, the very fast forward play. This one wasn't, that round wasn't quite as quick and aggressive, but it was something that honestly caused a lot of harm to the Cougars. They couldn't really push out of showers after they had sent a lot of their bodies there. And at the end of that, or at the beginning of that previous round, there also was an aggressive Sands play. This time, that play was shut down ever so slightly by King, who's showing a bit of pressure. Ooh, and just dry peeks into Hookah and goes down, and at the same time Mongi also gets cleared out of B long, and so the spike now stranded over towards Sands does find its way back to the team, but I mean on the other side Pawn was tagged down to 4 HP. Only pistols, of course, not a round you're expected to win, but you could always try and do a little bit of damage to the opponent's economy.
Last player standing.
Zakuro pops the rocket, finds 2. Just an investment to secure the rounds, not let it get close. And of course, if you're gonna build up a bunch of ultimates, you might as well use them. So in the 5th round, already having one sends it off. That puts the score 3-2 for Marshalltown. But another bye round here for Camden County College. Though, of course, the money is flourishing on the side of the Tigers. And normally when I talk about a defense side, especially on binds, you're going to have defensive setups, things like that, but there is no utility to set up for the Tigers. And this time, an aggressive showers play. King spams in, but gets spammed back, just based off of bullet tracers, really. Dog goes in to clear lamps.
Cutting through.
Is successful, but now their presence on the site is noted. Isaiah finds Spawn. Mongi TPs and actually gets caught by Happens as well, so
Last player standing.
Zaire does find one,
Spike
but gets
down
traded
A.
out. And now it's just dripping wet, and they've heard the drop down. Self finds that one as well. Now 4-2 in favor of Marshalltown. A couple ults up.
will die.
A bye is possible, of course, just if you really want to know, it's that max loss bonus. So, you know, not the best thing to have 4 rounds in a row go the other way if you're Camden County, but of course, still a chance in this one. They're going to be looking towards a B long play here, and they're going to run into 2. Self and Happens immediately taking an aggressive swing, and Happens finds Mongi, and then dripping wet as well. And they pull back off the angle, happy with their 2, and the Dizzy.
Sana.
And now, I mean, you have multiple ultimates up, the Brimstone ult, Arena ult, and the Thrash
Launching smoke.
on the side of Marshalltown, and who Happens just takes another dry fight with King and finds that one as well. And when you have a double initiator comp here on the attack side, you really want to see that util used to try and clear angles. But because of how pushed up Marshalltown gets off of the barrier drop, I mean they're having to clear almost double the angles they would normally, and that's definitely causing some stress on the util usage. And yeah, Marshalltown definitely firing pretty well right now. Zakaro and Clarence here on
Last player standing.
this A site, and Zakaro
30
with the
seconds
op
left.
finds Pawn as the angle's peeked onto a Haunt that will find Zaire. And as the C's notes Zaire as well, Zakaro finds that one. Gets 2 with the op at the end of the round. Money, yeah, I mean, perfect. If you're Marshalltown here, Tigers is not at all worried for it. Pretty much have banks for practically the rest of the half. An odd sort of mixed buy here from the Cougars. And I mean, 3 ultimates on their side as well. We'll see how things go. It's going to be dripping wet, looking in towards showers. Self and Happens making another aggressive play towards V long, and this will also give
Wingman's gonna plant spike.
side the information that they're not, going towards that side at all. We'll see if there's a TP invested. Yeah, as the spike goes down, it will be showers.
There's my buddy.
Mongi pushing through a smoke, but ends up getting caught by Zaya. Zaire does manage to get Wingman and Dizzy back, so util is still there. Pawn does have Seekers, and King is playing back a small bit for that ultimate.
Prepare for hellfire.
Mosh invested and the ultimate, and now a Molly. They're just going to try and force time here. But it's being stuck. Will they clear this? No! That Molly missed, and it allowed Zelf to defuse that spike. Zaire,
No more doubts. We're ready.
I think, essentially invested that Mosh a little early, especially when they still had the other 2, and that Molly at the end from King, I think definitely missed, and that is unfortunate. Cougars, even on that life buy, had a chance in that round, but now down 6-2. A couple pings here coming out
One brimstone is enough.
from Marshalltown, and it looks like they might make an aggressive TP play. Yeah, and that's exactly... Oh, no. Happens. Just tucks into the corner, preparing for any sort of contact. Amali is going to clear that corner. Happens. Decides to make an aggressive swing off of it, and Mangi does find the kill. So that is a numbers advantage for the Cougars. It's something that hasn't happened in quite a few rounds. Pawn sending the dog into hookah. Doesn't spot anything.
Scout to start.
Mosh to delay the entry, and Zaya and Zelf each finding one. As Mangi and King trying to push through the smoke. Zaire able to get a trade,
Spike down B.
but then goes down, and now Seekers potentially thought about in a 2v3. I mean, Fade and Brimstone ult, though. Hard ones to go against, and if, once again, the spike is down in an odd spot, so
Watching here.
it's really difficult to retrieve this. Cougars definitely having a little bit of difficulty with these site entries, even against a no sentinel composition.
Last player standing.
Zakro hitting a nice shot on the pawn and dripping wet as well to finish up that round. 7-2 for Marshalltown. Four ults on both sides. We'll see probably a couple of them pop in this one, especially with another odd buy from the Cougars. Still on that max loss bonus. King's coming out again from the Tigers here, looking towards that A side, attacking spawn.
Who's next?
And yeah, an aggressive play.
I'll return.
Dripping wet spotted and caught by the op. Mangi ulting his team into that B site. Just gonna spot the retreating players. The smoke to, oh no. Pulls out of the smoke as Zaya is on the rotate and finds that one. And King goes down as well. I mean, the Wingman's gonna get the spike down, but now you're in a 2v5 post plant.
Last player standing.
Happens, just takes a couple shots, maybe off of a sound cue, but just finds that kill as well, and now Pawn with the stinger in a 1v5. I think the spike's just gonna get stuck. Yeah, Wingman's gonna get the first half. Pawn holding his flash. Flash does find one, but as Pawn tries to swing out to capitalize, goes down. Now, an 8th round for the Tigers.
I'm out.
Flawless.
They give that defuse to Clarence to try and rebuild up that Fade ultimate, as it was used in that one. Now 2 rounds left in the half. And unsurprisingly, these double duelists are firing really well. Zakro and Happens both hitting some amazing shots. Top frags on their team, essentially, 13 and 12. And it looks like we're gonna see another aggressive play towards D-Long. And yeah, it looks like Happens also has an operator now. Dripping wet, just dry peeks that and goes down instantly. So the rest of the Cougars looking towards the A site. So they're gonna have to be wary of any sort of showers TP. Mangi moves up to try and find Zakaro and would have had one.
Last player standing.
He wasn't caught out from the side. Ultimate from Zakaro put in. Pawn now goes down, and Zaire follows suit. 9-2 for the Tigers.
Last round before the switch.
This is it. Get those guns.
The last round of the half here. Cougars gonna do their best to buy up. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit of a rough one. You can already feel some of the energy missing from the side of the Cougars. Not you know, not using their time, not really thinking as long about rounds as they normally would, because there's just not much they can do. And I think, yeah, a Vandal and an Operator here from Zelf and Hookah. Dog's gonna go in. Does get cleared out, so
Oh yeah.
Zelf is gonna have to pull back.
Monster on the loose.
Thrash infested. And Seekers as well. Actually, no, Seekers get saved here, and they're gonna pull back and try to rotate to A. They did see a lot of, or
I've
they
got
expected
your
rotates to
trail.
come in, and they were there. And now the Seekers are
Smoke's
popped.
down.
It's going to be used to try and clear lamps and anything else. Sees is good and finds Mongi. Zakuro finds Zaire as well. Spike goes down, the pawn found by Clarence, and now 2v5.
Launching smoke.
Haunt
Last player standing.
finds Dripping Wet, and now it's just King with his ultimate. He's going to wait for that spike tap, pop the ult. But Zakuro swings in, finds King, making it a 10-2 half in favor of the Tigers.
Flawless.
And you can see here some playful utility usage, sort of showing the confidence from Marshalltown.
Switching sides.
And as we switch sides here, we'll see what the Cougars can do on defense against a probably extremely aggressive Tigers attack. I'm a little surprised to see that Coach Fallout has not taken a timeout yet. However, in a game like this where they sort of expected to be, on the little bit of the lower end of things, or have a little bit of a rough time, perhaps they're just not worrying about it, just playing the game. DFM Classic here on Zelf, notable for losing every game of their first season, but having some great players now. Mongi instantly swings and gets caught, happens consistently doing that. The rotate's coming through here, as it is noted. Everything is happening on the B site. Dripping Wet sends it through the TP, the other two rotating through spawn, but the Spike is going to go down here.
Spike planted.
Dripping Wet noted, does a little bit of damage. Takes some as well. And as the smoke goes down,
Last player
shots
standing.
come out. Happens, 4K in the round. Zelf finds Dripping Wet. Back-to-back 4Ks on the pistols, though each of them going opposite ways, and now 11 rounds in a row for the Tigers. Happens at 18 kills, more than double anyone on the Cougars at the moment. And yeah, absolutely a rough one here. At this point, if you're the Cougars, you're thinking GG, go next. You know, you did what you could, but 11-2 comebacks are extremely difficult. I mean, it's almost guaranteed to be 12-2 here. But it does look like Marshalltown is going to be going into the stack. Mongi, I think, fake clones into the TP. And has a TP back. No, that's the clone coming out. Zakuro satchels in and finds Zaire with the judge. And King just takes some spam in this odd shower smoke. Finds the first. In the meantime, Zakuro finds Dripping Wet. We'll see if there's any spam
Beacon here.
from
Spike
Happens.
planted.
The smoke's about to go down. He's gonna have to refresh it. Yeah, it does. Happens spams, but on 5 HP, not much you can do. In the meantime, Spike did go down. King falls as well, and now Mongi and Pawn. Pawn does find one. Shotgun v shotgun. And picks up that better one, the judge. Flashes out. Does find one, but I mean, judge is not a long range weapon. And Happens also finds Mongi at the exact same time, making it 12-2
Match
for
point.
Marshalltown. And I mean, Cougars did invest ever so slightly into that round, buying a couple shotguns, odds and ends, so they'll have to do the same this one. And in the meantime, a nearly perfect buy from the Tigers.
This goes here.
Sentinel utility put out on the A site, but Tigers aren't looking that way, and a fast rush up into hookah. Mongi finds Happens. And Spectre headshots lower Zakuro quite a lot, but Pawn does go down. That judge just doing a lot of close range damage. Though the sort of hesitance here does mean a lot of rotates can come through, but they might play for the
Cage
TD here.
triggered.
I mean, they're going to hear the rotates soon enough, and they might just pivot. A minute and 10 left in the clock. So absolutely time for that kind of play. And yeah, you'll see 3 players here switching over, but they leave Clarence in hookah. And Mangi, I don't think is going to clear this. Yeah, it doesn't. Goes down,
They found my
drops
wire.
the Ares. Turpinwet sends it to the TP as well. So he's actually going to play flank. They do have to check for that, though,
Spike
of course.
planted.
And now Clarence follows through the TP. Spike goes down. Zakro is low. It's a 3v4. Zaire with the judge. King with the Bucky, so
Camera taken out.
shotguns to play here. Zaire switches to the classic for some
Player
range,
standing.
but unable to do so.
Attackers win.
And with 3 left in the round, Marshalltown Community College wins fine 13-2. I mean, yeah, once again, rough match if you're Camden County. Not able to get really anything going, losing 13 in a row after that pistol happens, dropping 20, Zakuro dropping 19 in a game where there's only 15 rounds played. I mean, something like that is, it's ridiculous. It's really, really good. With that being said, we have map number 2, Ascent, coming up after a short break here. Hello everyone and welcome back in to NJCAAE week number 2 as the Camden County Cougars Valorant white team takes on the Marshalltown Tigers. Coming to you once again from the Williams G. Rower Center in Cherry Hill, this is Ben Brandreth, and we're going into an ascent here after a rough map 1. 13-2 the way of Marshalltown. Camden County starting on defense here. King playing the favored pick of Omen. Mangi here actually on a Reyna. And it looks like, yeah, we're going to get another double duelist composition from the side of Marshalltown. Zakaro and Happens both playing extremely well in that first map. And a Sentinel being hovered at the moment by Zaya. A Chamber, yeah, and as that's locked in, that is what we're going to see. Chamber is good on this map. The Pro Team Fnatic has sort of made a composition with that in the professional level that has, you know, had some success in this season. Something that I want to see from the Cougars this map is less dry peaks. That is something that cost them, you know, a lot of kills in that last game. They just swung onto angles without utility and just got outshot. So I mean, if a team that you're playing against is just gonna be better with the gunplay, you're gonna have to compensate in some way. And yeah, they're gonna have to find a way to deal with that. I mean, Chamber is an agent on the side of Marshalltown that, I mean, is gonna be focused on that gunplay, gonna get operators in hand fairly quickly, gonna be playing mid, pretty much any long angle. So Mangi showing off some of that aura. He's gonna be swinging this A angle by himself and instantly hears footsteps, a flash play. Knife tags one, the flash does come out, but Mangi does go down. This will give some information to the rest of the Cougars about where things will be, but there was only 2 players that were seen, so things going a little slowly. A rush into the site, and Pawn goes down. Sort of pinched there. And as the door shuts, it's now a 3v5. Cougars opting to play separately here, taking different angles. So as I say, that Dripping Wet does head towards Heaven with Zaire. King playing on the flank. Dripping Wet making noise, so they'll know where this is coming from. Happens head was spotted, but not just before a Paranoia comes out, and Zaire goes down as well. So now they note King on the flank. And Happens a 3K on the pistol, mirroring almost what we saw in that last one, where Happens happened to get a 4K. Tigers here proving to be the larger cat. At the moment, we'll see. This map has a lot of game to go, but 1-0 for Marshalltown at the moment. Second round here, looking again like it might be an A site hit, but options being kept open. Chamber definitely looking towards that B site. Zakaro immediately with the outlaw, finding Dripping Wet mid, and that's the kind of aggressive play that you can't really be letting up.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Phoenix all already coming through because of the multi-frag and orbs available. King goes down.
Spike
Now we have 1 to clear in Hell. And 2 actually, as Clarence takes the other side. 1 in main, and an aggressive push from Tree here. Mangi with knife out, does able to manage to switch to the shotgun and find Zaya, but not before Zaya gets one of his own, and now 2v4. Trying to play the retake here. Wingman going out, is going to clear Heaven. And try and drop down, but does note 1 player as Clarence sprays that out, but Zakaro finding Zaire and Happens, goes down to Mangi. An almost flawless second round from Marshalltown. And our first buy round coming in here from the Cougars. I mean, the investments in that previous, the shotgun on Mangi, meaning a Guardian and a Bucky are 2 of the buys So not perfect, but definitely workable, and when you're playing it against a team with an aggressive style, having those shotguns can work, of course, if they dive into you. Zaya looking over towards B. And in the meantime, Dripping Wet once again caught in mid from an aggressive dash play from the Jet. Zakuro, capitalizing, is gonna potentially run into Zaire here, who is holding a corner. Yeah, and rotates are over towards this site. Zaire, yeah, is gonna get cleared, and Bucky dropped on the ground. B site is free. Phoenix wall goes up. Make sure that there's no site available. And now it's down to 3. Mangi clearing the door. Spike goes down. Knife sent out. Mangi drops. Zakuro 3 on the round so far. On does spot one. Actually does find the chamber. Zakuro 4th though. King on the flank finds Clarence. And they might try and give Zakuro the ace. Oh, happens. Spams into the smoke. Just on footsteps and finds King. Denying that.
I will take back what
But
is
making
mine.
it a clean round again in favor of Marshalltown. Now 3-0. Still no timeout from Coach Fallout on the side of the Hooters. I think just at this point sort of just deciding that this is the fate. Marshalltown's players are extremely high ranked. Not everyone on Camden County is. So things are a little off balance in that shooting area. Mangi, though, is one of the better shooters. Finds happens. Zakuro does get 2 as Dripping Wet and Zaire push out the spawn, and as King goes aggressive as well, also falls. Mangi here gonna be holding an odd angle and catwalk, and does an extremely large amount of damage to Zakuro, but not enough to find the kill. Pon, just as that classic, is gonna try and grab the judge.
Gun here.
Bulldog here.
Gun
Actually,
here.
we'll see. Oh, Bucky. So he's gonna try and grab one of these weapons. Gonna flash for it, but there really isn't anyone watching it though. Mangi now pushing through mid. He's gonna try and
Spike
maybe
planted.
play early. Oh no, just decides to wait for his teammates. Mangi goes for some spam. No counter spam though. Is okay for the moment.
Cutting their vision. Last
So
player
doesn't
standing.
peek onto the angle as Mangi spams, and now it's just the one. Clarence cleaning up the round. 4-0 for the Tigers.
This one is so bright. Don't worry.
And I mean, sometimes there's nothing you can do. Zakuro 10-0 right now, yet to die. Operator online for Zaya. Gonna be playing, I think, towards this B angle, potentially peeking onto mid for catwalk. And I mean, we'll find one here. King is looking to peek onto this angle, and he has, as he does, Zaya finds the first and happens. Also finds Mangi at the same time, and what these Tigers players will find is a free A site. Zeph running over with the spike, but leaving the others here to deal with those on B. They might only expect the one, so Pawn left alone. They're gonna run right into Dripping Wet. Potential for classic right clicks, but they're just so diligent. They clear that angle. Pawn finding a trade, but takes some
Spike
headhunter
planted.
damage. In the meantime, Spike is planted, and so yeah, 4v1. You're on the other side of the map, and Operator holding you where you are. Flash out, but swings before it pops and goes down to Zaya. 5-0 now for the Tigers. Perhaps we're seeing a little bit of rage from Dripping Wet. Yet to have bought in this round. We'll see if she does in time. No, just in spawn. No weapons, no utility. Knife does come out and tag 1 towards B. And Mangi, checking A, doesn't actually see anything, so that rotates, might be in the right spot, but King is playing inside the smoke and gets spammed down by Happens. Mangi finding clearance.
Spike down.
Mid,
Mid.
but gets traded out by Zay with the op, and a Phoenix ult. Go in and clear the site. Pawn here. Clears out the duplicate, but still, it's not a real kill, and
Last
Zaire
player
goes down.
standing.
It's now just Pawn with the judge. Flashed out and cleared. Zakuro finding that one and leading to the 6th round for Marshalltown.
If you're not a good shot today, don't worry. There are other ways to be useful.
Full loss bonus once again for the Cougars, of course. 3 ultimates as well. I mean, if you can, you know, put those together, try and win a round, try and get anything going, you know, you can try and build some momentum, get some confidence back maybe. That is what you're looking for here. And you want to, you know, realistically try and do as best as you can, try and win as many rounds as possible. King smoking off a Isaiah finding Dripping Wet with the Headhunter. King here noting a couple, gets mollied off though, and the door will close. But Mangi finding 2, goes down to Zakuro, but good start. Things are even, 3-3. King is low, however, and the other 2 members of the Cougars are on the other side of the map. A drone here is going to push King off this angle, and we're going to likely see an aggressive peek off of it. Zakuro, no, actually will just diligently hold and spam through the wall. King goes down, perhaps off of a comm based on the health of that player. Pawn able to pick up a Vandal. Zakuro peeks, dashes back, and then instantly hits a nice headshot for 3 on the round. Now it's just Zaire on the flank. Oh, but the chamber trip knows the location.
Dizzy's up.
And Zaya finds that one with the operator. No need to ult for one when the money is booming like this. 7-0 for Marshalltown. Zakuro still yet to die, 14-0. And on the other side, Zaire and Dripping Wet yet to find a kill in the round. Yeah, I mean, with a game like this, it absolutely feels brutal. Some of these players taking a little bit of extra time in spawn. Aggressive mid push from Marshalltown. And Dripping Wet, who peeks it, goes down to the op. And I don't think anyone else will peek this in fear of their life. And now Marshalltown sort of has free reign of where they want to go. They can go for a mid to B or through catwalk as well. Mangi, a couple tap shots. Sort of let them know that that deeper part of mid is not yet available. And the first thing to run into here is King. Just a fake TP. Forces them to check a corner. But as the smoke drops, yeah, he goes down. Zakuro finding that one very easily with a headshot. And a full rush onto the site. Mangi here, main line of defense. Knives popped, but Mangi able to capitalize.
Spike planted.
Notes 1 in main, but and 1 in hell as well. Opshot misses. Mangi has an opportunity with Clarence, shuts him down. Now a 2v4 once again. King coming, sorry, Pawn here coming from spawn. Zaire in heaven, but just with the Bucky. And there's so much to clear, so much to do. Zaire does spot the barrel. Oh, but switches guns by accident probably.
Flashbang.
And just as moves forward, goes down to Zelf. Pawn notes multiple, but gets paranoid. And Zelf rushes with the shorty to find that one. I think here, if you're the Cougars, you can be happy that you finally gave Zakuro a death, at least in that round. Mangi finding that one, but still 15-1, 15 KD overall for Zakuro. Eight to 0 for Marshalltown. Tigers came with their claws out. Pawn here with an operator of his own, but instantly gets shut down by Zaya, just hits the shot instead. Zakuro also finding Dripping Wet. Still has been unable to find any value for any sort of mid push. Aggressive push onto the B site from mid. Zaire does find one. It's a good one to get him online. King still in a flank position. The 3 members of Marshalltown on site.
Spike planted.
Gets planted. And Drone, I believe, does spot Monkey coming from CT spawn. So King actually does find one and does hear the footsteps of Zaya in the back. The Hunter gets pulled but doesn't find the kill. King sends out the paranoia, blinds Zelf and Clarence actually. So good value there. Mongi finding Zelf, peeks the angle, and King with his 3rd on the round finally wins one for Camden County, and that'll feel good. You never want to get swept on a map. And they're playing around a little bit here.
Don't rush me.
And Mongi decides to let
You really
the clock
expect
run
them
a
to
little
work.
low before getting the defuse. But yeah, they're definitely happy to get a round win there. And actually, it sounds like they were giving time for King to run and grab that op. So that operator passed over to Pawn, who is likely going to play mid once again. Zaya here with a Vandal, but likely to pop that ultimate for an operator buy of his own. But still, 8-1 now. Still in favor of Marshalltown, of course, but 1 is definitely better than 0. You can at least walk away from this knowing that you didn't get swept.
You want to play? Let's play.
Yeah, and there's that sound cue for that operator. Dizzy comes out immediately from Zaire. Crashes up, and a dart notes him as he rotates onto the site. Spam coming through. Paranoia as well. And then a molly on the stairs. There's really nothing he can do. Absolutely demolished by that utility. And that leaves 4 players now. But King, anchoring, finds his 3rd. Another 3K for him, and this makes this absolutely possible. Lockdown going to be invested. Zaya watching this with the operator.
Spike planted.
With his
1
own off,
enemy
finding
remaining.
Zaya in the corner. And of course, that ultimate. So now
Suppress it.
it's just Clarence. Utility traded and Pawn with the operator finds another, and that's a 2nd round for Camden County. Looking to come back into this. It's absolutely fantastic. I think that King there with the anchoring, being able to find 3 is extremely good.
Deep breaths,
You can
everyone.
make excuses perhaps
Your
for Clarence
hearts
Town.
are
Maybe they're not
pounding.
playing as diligently, clearing every angle now just with their lead. A little bit less, invested in trying to play perfect. But, and also maybe Zakuro, having 3 deaths now that you're not as you're not thinking about getting no deaths there. But still, 2 in a row now for Camden County. Operator saved into the next as well, and looking to potentially make some value here. Dripping Wet decides to pop the lockdown and spawn. If I had to guess, is likely pretty tilted.
Phoenix here.
Monty finds the first, but site entry has already happened. Dripping Wet with the Odin.
Spike
Trying to spam through
planted.
mid. King goes down on the site as well. Now it's a 3v4 in favor of Marshalltown. Tree. No, actually, the drone doesn't go into tree, so Pawn not noted yet. But there will be players watching this. In the meantime, Dripping Wet watching Catwalk with the Odin. Zakuro finds that. Pawn does find Zelf. Almost hits another shot onto Zakuro. Zakuro probably won't peek this again freely. Zaya going towards main, watching the site, but Zaire does find one. Pawn misses the op shot, does get damage
Last
tags,
player
moves a little bit
standing.
slower. Zaire, though, goes down to Zaya, and Pawn with the operator.
One enemy
Save this.
remaining.
Oh, Zaya finds Pawn actually instead, and just 1 member alive.
Last
Marshalltown
round
does take
in
it
the
back,
half.
and this is the last round
Buy
of
the
the half.
best guns you
Yeah,
can.
Dripping Wet here with 0 kills. Popping that ultimate in spawn. Playing an Odin for probably just to try and get those kills is definitely frustrated, and that's something that can happen when you get no kills through a round. Your sort of play style is getting shut down. That never feels good, and you have to feel for it in this sort of instance. Clubber, though, I mean, I think you can try and feel good about the fact that you got 2 rounds on that, and they looked good. King obviously getting a lot of value in those. Mangi popping that Reyna ult. Zaya finding Dripping Wood once again on an aggressive push through mid. It's just King over on the A site. Mangi looking at mid, doesn't see anything. And Zakura on catwalk, meeting up with his teammates, but King here might just get isolated. It does, yeah. Just the timing of that push, perfect to match up.
The rush.
What Marshalltown was doing, but Mangi though, with the ults, finds the first. The spot
Spike
one in
planted.
hell. Tags, spots another behind the boxes, but what do you do here? Last round of the half. I mean, you go for this no matter what, of course. 3-person retake from heaven. So many things to clear. 3 players looking to spawn. Op shot missed, but only 8 bullets left for Mangi at the moment. Omen ultimate used to send Clarence into the defender spawn. Vaughn trying to find one with that leak into hell, but not quite able to. Zaya does find one from
Last
main.
player
Mangi here on the tap the spike. Finds the first, but as the smoke blooms, Zaya, the 4th on the round with the operator, giving Marshalltown a
Switching
10-2 lead
sides.
as we go into the half. And this map, similar to Binds, has Zakuro near the top, but Zaya here taking over Happen spot as a top frag. I mean, and the operator play has looked really good. Consistently covering great angles. And when you're looking at this, Camden County is going to be going into a stack. And then in a game like this, you know, you can be better off if you got the free round, obviously, than going to the other site, but it's going to be a 5-person push into that one. Or the dart's not cleared, and as Paranoia comes in,
Last player standing.
every single player of Camden County goes down, making for a flawless pistol. I mean, damage done, but didn't even look like everyone was trying in that one. A couple players just sort of standing still, not investing. Mangi and King trying to keep up the mental, combining the light armor and stingers for another aggressive push. 3-2 look here. Spike over towards A, but King and Mangi with those stingers over towards B. With an outlaw misses that shot, and that is an important miss because that is a one-shot kill with that gun on a 125 health player. Mangi notes Zaya running back, and Zaya though just peeks that and finds Mangi. Definitely better gun for that range. King puts a smoke up in mid and spots it. I mean, rotates were fully sent there. Zaire and Dripping Wet, though, just sort of sitting towards A. King spams that stinger, and Sakura just flies in, gets 2 with the Bucky. Dripping Wet and Zaire now looking to go onto the site. Spike getting planted, but Paranoia sent out. Dripping Wet and Zaire both fall again in another flawless second round. And of course, the slight investment into that previous means Camden County won't once again have a regular buy for this one.
Guns
So
here.
we might see another 13-2 here. Of
Guns
course,
here.
there's certainly a chance that they can win this one. They've showed some prowess during this game, the ability to get kills, win rounds. Tigers, though, extremely confident. Another 5-person look towards this A site. Mangi still willing to peek mid despite Zaya's prowess with those long-range weapons. Now Pawns are looking that way as well. Dripping Wet has sent
There.
a look over towards B here. He's gonna try and keep catwalk perhaps. Gets onto the angle, but Zakuro finds that one. Camden County clears wine. There is no one there. but 4 players near this site. Spam coming out. Zelf pushes through the smoke at the same time and gets 2 with his Bucky. Pawn finds that trade back with the Marshall. Just a couple probably unscoped clicks. Mongi gets caught on Pawn's model, and they're gonna aggressively push this here. Yeah, Zakro cleans
Defenders win.
him up, making for another 13-2. And Marshalltown take the series 13-2. If you're Camden County here, you can't really look at this game in any sort of negative way. There's nothing you can do when your teammates are, your opponents are, significantly higher ranked than you are. It's just unfortunate, something you get sometimes in these college leagues. Still, though, good effort. I liked to see that they continued to put in, effort into those maps, despite, going down 8-0 early and things like that. But that being said, once again, I just want to thank everyone for watching tonight. Thank you to our production team. This has been Ben Brandreth from the William G. Rower Center in Cherry Hill, streaming for the Camden County College Cougars. Tonight, Marshalltown takes a 2-0 win over Camden County. However, they certainly have opportunities to win other games in the following weeks. Thank you all so much. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.